Mr. Murthy for suggesting this wonderful invocation. We'll start the formal proceedings now. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I request you to declare the convocation open. I declare the convocation open.
I request the Director to present his report.
Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Murthy, an icon for modern India, our Chancellor, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, our Chairman, Mr. Kiran Karnik, whose unflinching and ever-available support has been of utmost importance to the Institute, my faculty and administration colleagues, dear students, my dear graduates, our very first alumni, your parents sitting on the upper floor, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure and honor for me to give my very first convocation address as director of this young but already strong institute which is aspiring to soar high. Let me start my address with a brief yearly report. This year, IIIT-Delhi started its operations from its main campus at Okla, and with this year's admission, our total student strength is about 550, with over 100 MTech students and about 40 PhD students. In the next 3 years, our plan is to approximately double the student and faculty strength, the most the current infrastructure can accommodate. However, I'm happy to report that in the campus inauguration earlier this week, Honorable Chief Minister has already announced support for phase 2 of the campus. To our existing academic programs, BTech, MTech and PhD in Computer Science and Engineering, we added BTech, MTech and PhD in Electronics and Communication Engineering, and we now have specializations within MTech in Mobile Computing, Information Security, Data Engineering, and VLSI and Embedded Systems. Our faculty strength has crossed 30, including accepts. We continue to organize selections frequently and have also held 2 in the US, perhaps the only leading institute in India to take this route. Our faculty and PhD students continue to pursue top quality research and have received various awards last year. IBM Faculty Award, 3 Best Paper and Poster Awards, IBM PhD Fellowship, Microsoft PhD Fellowship, IJCB Doctoral Consortium Fellowship, and 3 TCS PhD Fellowships. In the last 2 years, we have over 10 Best Paper or Poster Awards and 12 TCS PhD Fellowships, both perhaps the highest in the country. For the first time, placements took place as the first batch, you graduated. We focused on high-end companies, as you know, and with difficulty convinced some of them to visit. Finally, all the companies that came were happy with the talent they saw and recruited. Companies like Adobe, Microsoft, IBM Research, PayPal, TCS Innovation Labs, Infosys Labs came and recruited our graduates. Most students got jobs with compensation of over 5 lakh rupees a year, which compares favorably with top institutions in the country. This record in first placements, I believe, is remarkable by any standards. The construction of permanent campus is now reaching its final stages. The academic buildings and 1 hostel were handed over in August. The rest of the campus will be handed over by the end of the year. It's worth noting that of the approximately half a dozen government institutes that started in 2008, including a few IITs, I believe we are the only ones to have a permanent campus today. After this brief formal report for the year, as this is the first graduation from the Institute, please allow me to look back at the creation of the Institute and the journey so far and share some personal thoughts. I'm sure you will relate to it very well. When I was offered the position of director in 2008 of an on-paper institute called IIIT-Delhi, initially I was tentative about the job. I was chair professor in IIT-Delhi and was doing rather well. But the more I thought about it, the more I saw possibilities of creating a great institution in India from scratch and implement some of the ideas I had been promoting over the years. The academic and administrative autonomy built in the Act allowed me to dream and envision and eventually take innovative measures in academics and its governance. Soon the vision of research-led, globally respected institute out of India took complete hold over me. I worked hard in various phases of my life. Almost each of the 5 books I have written have entailed a year or 2 of hard and dedicated work. But let me assure you that I've never worked harder than I have in the last 4 years. My wife sitting here will testify to you for this. But she will also testify that I've never felt burdened with it. When you're progressing well, you have strong support from government, from the faculty, from students and staff, what's a little extra work? Both you, the students of the first BTech batch, and your parents may remember the counseling on August 26, 2008. I was selling an idea, a dream to you with no infrastructure and 0 faculty. I'm extremely grateful to you for buying into the vision and taking the decision to join IIIT-Delhi. For this reason alone, the first batch, which is called the pioneering batch for all the right reasons, has had a soft corner in my heart, to the extent that some have complained the 2008 batch can get away with anything as the director will not act against them. We started the classes in rooms of NSIT with guest faculty primarily from NSIT. We had an empty floor and 3 large rooms, one of which became the director's office. When the first few visiting faculty joined, for the first few weeks, all of us sat in the director's office till few faculty cabins got constructed. It was only after a year we had sufficient facilities in our transit campus to host all our classes and labs. I'm extremely grateful to NSIT for their support initially and the support they provided for all the 4 years that we were there. Since the early days, we have come a long way. Not only do we have our own campus, we have thriving education programs taught by an extremely competent faculty. Our faculty can compare favorably with the best in the country. All of them have PhDs from fine universities across the world, with about 2/3 having PhDs from US and Europe universities. We have been, I believe, able to create in small ways an environment to host bright and young faculty who want to make a difference in India from India. So while the top institutions in the country struggle to recruit CS faculty, we have over 24 in just 3 short years. While we have been fortunate to have a good start, much more remains to be done to reach closer to our vision of becoming a globally respected institution. In my early days as director, I had reached out to some people who I respect for advice. Some of those pearls of wisdom I had stuck in my office so I can see them regularly. One by Professor S.N. Maheshwari is most apt for the institute. It reads, "Creation of an institution of excellence is like a marathon run. The run for IIIT-Delhi has just started and has started well. The toughest middle miles are still a long distance away. I'm confident that they can be run provided the institute does not lose sight of its objectives and goals." And the one that I have in my office still even today for myself is a quote by none other than Mr. Murthy here himself. It reads, beautiful quote, "Our legacies will be written in our actions, not in our words. It will be written in the outcomes we generate rather than the intentions we start with." Let me now take this opportunity to put before you the first set of alumni from IIIT-Delhi. To a large extent, what alumni do with their lives define the stature of an institute. And we have provided a strong foundation for you to do well in life. Good education from a dedicated faculty and a strong value system of academic honesty, hard work, and professionalism. Alumni form a special stakeholder for an institute as their only interest is to see the institute flourish and grow in stature. The more the institute grows in stature, the better it is for alumni. This makes them a unique stakeholder as all other stakeholders Students, faculty, staff, administration have other stakes as well. I have two specific suggestions for your consideration to play your role as a responsible and important stakeholder of IIIT-Delhi. First, stay engaged with the Institute. This is extremely important. Visit the Institute when you are in Delhi and meet with faculty and students. Respond to our emails. Ensure that your contact information with us is correct. Visit the Institute website regularly to see how the young institute is growing, what is happening in the Institute. Give suggestions as you find useful for us. Second, give back to the Institute financially and otherwise. For an institute to be strong and protect itself from interference from outside, financial autonomy is absolutely essential. Towards this, as has been shown by great universities of the world, a strong endowment is essential. We have set a goal of 100 crores corpus in 10 years and have made a good start and have about 2 crores in our corpus, with at least 6 people contributing more than rupees 20 lakh each. My suggestion to alumni is to contribute 1% of your income yearly to the Institute and increase it when you are well off and can afford to contribute more. If each alumnus does this, this support will enthuse others to contribute, creating a strong support base. To be with you in this drive of giving back to your institute and to walk the talk, I have instructed our finance department to deduct 1 month of my salary every year as contribution to the institute. And this has already started. Before you graduated, 1 month of my salary was donated as initial contribution from your batch. Besides giving yourself, there will be opportunities for you, particularly when you're senior, and your families now, to have corporations, philanthropists, agencies that believe in higher education, etc., to establish chairs, fellowships, scholarships, etc. in the institute. Please help look out for such opportunities and help bring these opportunities to the institute. I can share one personal example of this. When I was spending my sabbatical from IIT Kanpur as Vice President in Infosys, Mr. and Mrs. Murthy wanted to set up a chair. I quickly worked with them and provided all the help I can, resulting in the chair getting established in IIT Kanpur. Later, when you're senior and have more experience and knowledge to share, there will be other possibilities of giving back, particularly if you have remained engaged. For example, offering some courses, giving lectures, conducting short programs and workshops, facilitating placements and internships for our students. In fact, the last one you can start even now. To end, dear graduates, have a successful and satisfying life. We have given you a good launching pad in very difficult initial circumstances. Make the most of it. And while excelling in your own pursuits, keep engaged and contribute to the Institute's pursuit of excellence and global stature. My best wishes to all of you.